Mega Evolution is back in the Pokémon anime. In celebration of Pokémon Day this year, we received a new trailer for the Pokémon Horizons anime. New information is said to be revealed on the 14th of March, and a new trailer showcased Mega Evolution returning. Fam, I swear down, I was not expecting this one bit. It appears someone is using a golden Mega Bracelet and will be Mega Evolving a Shiny Lucario. It's hard to tell who this person is, but many viewers are starting to believe that it could be Roy. But I don't give a frick, man, I'm just so excited to see this mechanic return. I'm glad the Pokémon Horizons anime series is still going, and seeing as we have Pokémon Legends Z-A set to release later this year, I'm sure this will all coincide with it. I'm not sure if this will be just a new arc in the current Horizons story, or if we'll get a Legends Z-A arc like we did with the Pokémon Journeys and Legends Arceus game. There's also a very special link to Ash Ketchum in relation to the reveal of this new information, but I'll elaborate on that shortly. It's finally time for the good versus evil, the light versus darkness. The episode opens up with the gang encountering the explorers, and each individual takes on a respective admin. The battles were pretty good, and it was nice to see everyone work together. This is pretty much a setup episode for what's to come later on in the series, and my favourite part of the episode will have to be where Freed finally defeated Spinel. The way he made Spinel lose his cool was great, and I love to see him finally take down the weirdo, but I'm sure we all know that this is just the beginning for what is to come. As always, when subs are revealed, I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me on there already, then you already know what to do. Let's now chat about next week's episode. Episode 87 is titled The Guidance of the Black Rayquaza. The summary states the following. As Gibeon attempts to use Zygarde to dig up the Requarium, Mythio appears before him and tells him. Meanwhile, Liko and the others come rushing over as well, having seen the overflowing energy. But as they attempt to stop the digging, the Requarium crystal shatters into pieces, and a certain someone appears from within. Looking at the preview, we can see that Zygarde cells will be returning from beneath the surface, causing Zygarde to construct into its 50% form. Gibeon will be using Zygarde's power to destroy the Requarium, and it almost seems like Zygarde is going against him, something that we've seen previously back in episode 75. It makes sense after all, seeing as it is the ecosystem Pokemon. We also get to see that Mythio will be finally joining the battle and reuniting with his grandfather to try and knock some sense into him. The effects of the Requarium end up intoxicating both Freed's Pokemon, and like the summary mentions, Lucius will be returning in this episode. It's most likely going to relate to this segment from the previous special preview trailer, showing Pagogo and the 6 heroes helping release Lucius from the Requarium. But speaking of special preview trailer, a new one has surfaced showcasing the climax of the Rayquaza Rising Arc. Looking closely, we can see that Zygarde will be going on a full mad ting, with Gibeon commanding it in battle. Liko, Roy, Dot and Mythio will all combine forces with their Pokemon in order to take down the legendary dragon. It seems something big is going to be coming from these last 3 episodes, and we get confirmation of the final title being episode 89, titled Beyond the Adventure, that will be airing on the 24th of March. This will be the final episode in the Rayquaza Rising Arc. As for the battle, it could really go either way, but I'll discuss more about that in just a moment. Let's have a quick chat about a couple of topics that have surfaced that may be dropping some big bombshells very soon for the series. Firstly, let's chat about this new trailer again. So it's been made known that new information about the Pokémon Horizons anime will be revealed on the 14th of March. It turns out that the sparkle on this calendar wasn't lying at all, and shout out to Pokemon Day for giving us this extra treat. We can see that Mega Evolution will be returning, however we don't know yet if it will focus on the current story, or if this will be a separate arc line with what happened with Pokémon Journeys and Legends Arceus. If we think about it, maybe it could be that the gang lost to Gibeon due to Zygarde being too powerful. Like I mentioned before, it could either be that Zygarde was constructed into its 100% form, or maybe a new form entirely, or it could have just been its 50% form that caused the gang to lose. Maybe this is where we'll see the gang go away and train learning about Mega Evolution. I'm not sure if the Shiny Lucario will belong to one of them, or if it belongs to a new character, or it's just there for promotional value. But the fact that Mega Evolution is returning and going to be shown in the anime series again speaks hella volumes. We know that Rayquaza could be teasing this as well, seeing as it is a Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving, and it's already shown using the Mood Dragon Ascent. But wow man, I'm hella hyped. Imagine if the gang used various gimmicks in another battle or against Gibeon again to try to defeat him. Bro, regardless of everything, I am seated, rude boy, and I can't wait to find out more about this. If Roy did get Mega Lucario, then I wonder which Mega Evolution Liko and Dot will get, or maybe Freed could get this Pokemon. Roy's voice actor, who also voices Karrye from the XY anime, a Lucario trainer, did go on to promote this trailer. Of course, it could have been just for hype factor, but I do wonder if he'll be truly the character to get this Mega Lucario as well. One huge thing to consider here is that this information will get revealed on a Saturday day, being the 14th of March, which is a day to commemorate Ash Ketchum in Japan. I don't know if this is a coincidence or if the anime is truly going to bring Ash back to maybe coincide with his potential promotion, but at the same time, I'm very much seated. Can you imagine if he actually returned? I wonder if this would be a moment where Ash returns to give the player Lucario, very similar to the XY games, and the whole representation. We'll just have to wait and see. And don't worry about that, bro. I'll update you all once we get the new information. Now let's dive a little deeper into the recent special preview trailer. So with the climax of the Rayquaza Rising Arc fastly approaching, the biggest question going around is who will win. From what we can see of the battle, it looks like the Rise and Volt tacklers are going to take a serious beating. However, I don't think all hope is lost. We can see all 4 of the gang members will be teaming up to take on Gibeon, and it could be that they will very much win. The reason I say this is due to these frames. With the way Liko is charging forward with her friends, it makes it seem like they'll be able to pull it off, with this frame possibly being a sign of relief. Alternatively, it could be that Gibeon and Zygarde are too powerful, and the gang end up losing, with this frame actually being a sign of upset and shock. Maybe they lost and Pagogo gets taken, hence why the gang will maybe follow the Mega Evolution announcement and come back later with more firepower. But like I mentioned, it really is a 50-50 coin toss at this point. For the way the gang have developed in the series, I truly think they could win, but only time will tell for this one. Next, we have Pagogo, and how it could be potentially released at the end of the series. Back in episode 85, Liko mentioned that she felt that maybe she'll have to say goodbye to Pagogo, seeing as the adventure of reuniting it in Rakua would be over. However, her friends later on reassured her that this would not be the case. I've already spoken about this topic before in the past, however seeing these small lines of dialogue is starting to make me intrigued about whether or not if a new event will be foreshadowed. It could even be that maybe he'll have to sacrifice himself to save Liko, potentially relating to the latest opening frames. I hope this isn't the case. We've already seen the whole aspect of Liko taking ownership of Pagogo, continuing on her great-great-grandmother Listel's goals, and how the pendant has been in the family for over 100 years. Plus, Liko and Pagogo are a great pair. I would really hate for them to just throw it all away. I guess it depends on the moment and narrative, but I don't even know, blood. We'll just have to wait and see, innit? Now let's finally talk about Liko's Floragato evolving into Meowscarada. I think it's fair to say that this evolution will be 100% happening. I've gone up and beyond about how I want to see Liko's Floragato fully reach its final stage to parallel her trainer's development. And I think thanks to this new merchandise, it's finally going to be happening. For those of you that are unaware, Pokemon merchandise tends to be one of the most reliable pieces that hint towards leaked information and upcoming events in the Pokemon anime. Seeing as the previous set has already shown some Paradox Pokemon, it could be very much that this history will repeat itself. The previous figurine also gave us an indication that this evolution could be happening, and now that we've seen this new merchandise showcasing Meowscarada and the other starters in their middle stages, this is the confirmation we needed. I still hope that the other Paldean starters evolve into their final stages too, but with the spotlight focusing a bit more on Floragato currently, it seems like it will be evolving potentially at the end of this arc. It could either be during the Battle of Rakua, or maybe in a different moment, but I definitely think it's going to be happening against Gibeon. But yeah, there we have it fam. It's happening. My brother Pokemon Horizons just took things to the next level. I can't believe Mega Evolution is coming back in the series. With the way its unique narrative has proven to be enticing alongside the promotion of Legends Z-A coming out later this year, we are for sure going to be in for a crazy ride of new events soon. If you haven't watched the anime yet, then please be sure to give it a chance because things are really starting to get good. I can't wait to find out how all of these events come full circle, and I'm sure there's bound to be even more exciting reveals in the way. The climax of the Rayquaza Rising Arc is finally here, and it can only be good or bad for our heroes, but time will tell for what is to come forth. And I really hope that something special will be shown in these final moments. Make sure you stay tuned for the future of the Pokemon anime, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave it a like, and subscribe for more Pokemon Horizons coverage and Pokemon anime content.